Hey, what's good, guys? Injured here, giving you another commentary for Smite.
Arachne.
And Smite is the new MOBA. It's currently in development by Hi-Rez Studios. It is a third-person MOBA. I apologize, I'm a little stuffed up, guys. My allergies are really bad, so I'm not as energetic as I usually would be, and I probably sound a little funny, and so I apologize. And as you see, I picked the god Artemis. She's the lone ranged AD carry currently in the game. However, they are planning on releasing many more. They're just slowly implementing new heroes, and I'm okay with that. They said they're trying to release, I think, one hero every 3-ish weeks, which is good because the game's pretty balanced right now. They're doing a lot of balancing tweaks right now to some of the other heroes, and then they're getting it really close. So then once they introduce new heroes, they won't you don't have to worry about balancing 9 heroes. They can just balance the one. So it's been really nice. I'm starting off with a Heartseeker. It's kind of like a Bloodthirster in the fact that it gains stacks as um, as you get kills, creep or god kills. I have to get to level or tier 3. I have it tier 2 right now, and I'm going to try to get that as soon as I can so I can start building my stacks, and you do lose your stacks on death for this item. I started off with my arrow volley, which is an AoE damage and a slow. It's in my number 3 skill. 1, 2, 3, and 4 are how you use your skills. WASD moves and your mouse turns. That little blue arrow is how I know where I'm going to attack. And so I'm landing with Ymir. That's that big frost guy. I believe he's a frost giant. And we'll be landing against, I think it looks like Monkey, and I can't remember who it is. I played this game a little while ago, and I'm just trying to get this video uploaded, so we'll see. If my memory serves me right, I think it's him and Hades, but I may be wrong. But this is the landing phase. I'm sorry, like the buying phase, and you see on the right there's that countdown, and it'll just take a little bit. Sometimes people like to get up and harass and put a lot of pressure on each other, like during this phase. But I'm just opening this to show you the buy menu real quick. And so you have the physical, magical, defense, and other, and then the different categories for all of those, as I kind of showed you with the mouse. But it's it's pretty intuitive. I don't mind it. They have an auto buy feature, and the auto buy feature is actually pretty good. And there's only a few heroes where when they buy, I kind of look at that like, really, that's what you bought? But that happens pretty irregularly. But it has been good. It has been enjoyable. And I apologize while streaming. I'm having issues with my video editing software. I don't know why I keep losing my sound. So it should be in the video once the video is done. However, I can't hear any of the sound right now while doing this. And it's really sad because one of the really cool things about the game that I think is unique is the ability to hear people like jungle and stuff. So if you are in like if someone were to go to one of the jungle buffs that's near us right now, or the jungle creep camps, we could hear them cast their spells and auto attack and everything. So if you're paying attention, you're able to kind of stop people from jungling. Well, I was wrong on the Hades. It's Sobek, who's the god of the Nile, and he's really, really strong. And I'm really trying to keep my distance from him. I believe he got his number 3 skill. And so we put some pressure, he gets frozen, hit him with an arrow volley, a couple auto attacks, he flips me, but he kind of flips me into the monkey, and I'm able to get the kill last hit on monkey, which is really nice. And so now we're going to put some more pressure on the Sobek. He drops his ice path, which does AoE damage and slows, and it also applies frostbite, which then Ymir deals an extra 50% physical damage on his auto attacks. And so Sobek's going in trying to harass him back again. And yeah, so like this is the landing phase. The landing phase is really short. It's only about 6 minutes, and so then the game gets like really heavy into ganking and team pushing, and the average match is 20 to 30 minutes. So it can get really exciting really fast. It doesn't take long for the game to really pick up. And this guy has no fear on my team, this Ymir. And the reason I'm backing now, I know I have like full health, full mana, and I still have a couple health pots. I still have 4 health pots. But I wanted to finish my Heartseeker. Once I get to tier 3, I can start building those stacks. And every stack gives me 1.5 physical damage or attack damage. and it gets up to 40 stacks. And again, I do lose that on death, but I figure if I can start building that now, it's before 3 minutes, that's 60 attack damage, which is a lot in this game. I know, like, you're like, okay, whatever, 60 attack damage. Well, I think the next closest item that has attack damage on it is it's kind of like the DE in LoL, and it's got I think 30 attack damage, and on that 30 attack damage though it does have crit and some other stuff, but it's pretty powerful then with these stacks once you can keep them. And so, I get flipped into creep. Monkey tries to put some damage into me. I get pushed back by Sobek. A nice freeze by Ymir, so that way I don't really have to worry. I did lay a trap there. If they walk over it, they get hurt, or they get stuck, I'm sorry. And so that was my goal. I do drop my arrow. Sobek continues to put pressure on me. Those creeps are really hurting. Ymir gets flipped back into us. Luckily, he could have been in some major trouble. So they're both pretty low. I have health pots. Ymir in general is just a monster tank, so he should be okay. And I'm going to continue to try to put some pressure on here. Another interesting part of the game here, as you see, as the tower starts getting some hits, is if the tower does more than 50% of the damage to a creep, it will give you 50% of the gold reward. You don't have to get an actual last hit to get gold reward in this game. You just have to be in the vicinity of the kill, so that's pretty nice. And it takes pressure off of support. It takes a little bit of pressure off of carry. But what that does is it forces the game to be more reliant on team fights, because most heroes are going to be pretty strong on a team. And so, yeah, you need to, you need to have more coordination. You need to work together as a team, team comp, lane comp. All that's much more important than just farm. And then, as you saw before, I have this green thing spinning around me. That's because I went and killed that other jungle camp a while ago, if you remember. And that gives me 15 HP 5. Well, I'm killing this blue one now, and this blue one gives me 7 MP 5. And so the reason I really like laning on the left side, especially as a carry, that I'm able to get these buffs, and it gives me just tons of sustain. I can stay in the lane for a long period of time without ever having to go back. And then I can just focus on, farming and things like that. So it is really nice in my opinion. The right side of the lane, their buffs are shield and health and then movement speed. But on our side, the easy ones to get are shield and movement speed. And movement speed is a medium camp, so it's a little bit harder. So it can be troublesome to try and do that. Ymir puts a freeze on Sobek, puts up an ice wall, great on the side. My ult charges, stuns, Sobek kills Monkey, and now we're just going to put pressure on Sobek and try to put him down as much as we can. My ult is a boar that comes out, and my boar will randomly charge any hero in the vicinity of where I drop my ult, and then it stuns them for, I think, 2 seconds, which is pretty strong. And so Artemis is probably one of the, I don't know if I'd say if she's unbalanced or OP, but she's definitely very, very, very strong. Oh, Agni comes in, drops his gas, stuns me. I'm going to try and get out of there. I drop one of my traps, hopefully he'll walk into it. And now I'm just trying to juke his ults. All those are his ults, which is good. Sobek tries to come back in at me, and I was able to hit him with an arrow volley, hit him with an auto attack, and kill him. So that was a little silly on his part. Now I'm getting chased by Monkey King. Another, as you can tell, very interesting. Ooh, got stunned by Agni. Man, they put a lot of pressure on here. Maybe I die here. I drop another trap. I'm running. Drop one of my arrow volleys. Put an auto attack in. Keep running, and keeping that health pot up. And luckily, Ymir's coming, so I know I'll be able to live because he can either freeze or wall. As you saw during that part, Ymir puts a wall. Good wall on Monkey. I don't think we're gonna be able to chase him here though. Oh, he gets a freeze, and the creep just destroyed me. Wow. See, that's what I was talking about before. Those creep can really, really, really hurt. You need to be careful for that. So I just lost all my stacks, which makes me a sad panda. But now I'm working on getting my boots, and I've been trying something new and not getting carry boots on my carry, but actually getting the tank boots. The tank boots are amazing. They give you like physical resist, they give you magic resist, they give you HP 5, and then if you get it to tier 3, it gives you 30% like stun duration, or taken away. So it gives you, I don't remember what they call it in League of Legends, but you're able to essentially BCC'd less, which is always really, really, really nice. And I'm coming in here trying to save Hebo. I just put down one of my slows. I actually dropped my ult, and I able to drop a trap on Agni. It turned, put some pressure onto him. Oh no, Sobek took a couple hits, and that really saved him. Oh, but I'm still putting pressure on. Drop another one of my volleys, get an auto attack. I'm getting a little bit of pressure, chasing Agni. Agni's flames are a little scary, and I just decided to turn onto Sobek. But I see Ymir coming, want to follow back up, and they're both out of there.
An
So.
enemy has been slain. An ally has been slain.
Thought I might be able to get one. Sobek comes in, put another auto attack in, but I'm pretty sure we just kind of trade here, and there's nothing much to it. But or maybe he freezes. Oh man, that would have been nice if he would have used his 3 there and froze. And a little sad that Sobek played that the way he did. He could have froze him, which probably would have got us the kill, but not the end of the world. We're still alive. Took the volley from those archers again. If you see, like, look at my health, it's just going down so fast. The creep in this game hit super hard, and I personally like it. I think it adds a good dimension to the game, and instead of, you know, being this like all-powerful thing that, you know, after a certain amount of time the creep are just there for money, they could actually make a difference in a fight. So I personally like that. So I'm coming over here to get blue buff again. I was low on mana, low on health, and Sobek comes in to stop me, which makes me really, really mad. That's his ult. Slows me. He's going to pop up and do huge amounts of damage. Oh, man, he flips me. I take off running. I am so scared for my life right now. And as you see, you can't see behind you, so now I'm just running. And that's the one thing in this game, too, that's very different than other MOBAs, is your inability to see behind you. And as you know, in a MOBA, you know, one spell, one skill, one auto attack can make the biggest difference in the world in a team fight. And if you have that skill or spell that's going to make that difference, and you're running away instead of fighting, your team's going to rage at you, you know, and be mad that, oh, we lost that fight, you should do it, but you can't see behind you. And at the same time, I might turn thinking I'm going to make that difference, and I die immediately because, you know, they're closer than I thought, or I didn't see, I thought they used a cooldown, they didn't, or, you know, something along those lines. But it's a real interesting twist to the game. A lot of people are complaining that they can't see behind them. I personally just love it. I think it's a great addition to the game. I hope they do not put anything in there to let you see behind. People are saying, oh, at least put a button so I can hit the button and, like, just see behind me, and or put in jump so that way you can jump turn, or I'm like, nah, I want to be blind behind me, and I want to be scared. So I'm really glad Sobek didn't clean up this mana, so now I can get that. And so I have more MP5, and I have more HP5, and so now I have a lot of sustain again in lane, and I'm just going to try to get my stacks up now on that Hard Seeker, so that way I just can get stupid amounts of damage. Artemis also has a passive that, oh, Sobek flips me in. Creep wave isn't that big, so I should be okay. Pushes me back. I'm getting a little confused on where the Sobek is. Oh, and then Agni comes in, stuns me, and I try to get out of there, and I'm definitely toast. Yeah. Again, I have really poor map awareness this game, and it is kind of hard to have map awareness sometimes because you can't see a large range around you, but yeah, they definitely are just doing work on me, and I'm getting a little frustrated because Agni has come now twice with no MIA call, and, you know, in any MOBA, you know how important MIAs are, so I'm just kind of looking at seeing what I want to buy. I'm not real sure. I really like getting, there's those gloves, I don't know what they're called. They give attack damage, and they give life steal. And if you get it to tier 3, every stack it gets gives you additional attack damage and lifesteal. And I think that the glove ends up giving you maybe like the second highest next to the Heartseeker in damage. And the stacks don't go away on death for this one, which is really nice. So it adds a nice boost to your lifesteal, so survivability and damage, which is my main role. And so now I'm just trying to build stacks again, which is an arduous task, and I wish I wasn't tasked for it. I wish I had full stacks right now, but I'm going to have to start over. And Agni's the lone defender in this middle tower right now. The towers are pretty weak in this game. I'm thinking that maybe they should be a little bit stronger, but they're pretty good. Yeah, I don't know, they're a little weak. But we're getting team fight. I drop my ult. I put on my auto, my attack faster, and I'm just putting damage into this Sobek. And I'm about to, drop my AOE, get the kill on Sobek before his ult goes off, which is huge because it's a ton of damage. And now we just clean up some creep. And I hope we get this tower now because we push them back. I think there's a really good kill coming up. I'm not sure, but to keep a look on that Agni, he's back there. We're putting pressure on the tower. Oh no, he gets away. It must have been a different game where we had our Hebo go flank behind and totally pick that guy off. It was awesome. So finish that tower. I see that our left lane is pushing, and it's almost on our tower. I want to get there as fast as I can so that way I can get those creep. A, because it's money. B, because it's stacks, and I really want to get my stacks up. So as I was saying before, though, the game is really, really, really fun. Super addicting. Like I can't explain it. I've been playing D3. I don't know how hard. I put like 100 hours into D3 in like the first week. I took the whole week off and played, and I can't stop playing this game. It has been so freaking fun. It's amazing, and I'm absolutely enjoying every minute of it. A good friend of mine who actually kind of has complete disdain for the MOBA genre is playing this game and having a really good time. And every time we play or whatever, he's just like, man, this game doesn't feel like a MOBA, He's just having a lot of fun. And he's exactly right. It's familiar enough. Sobek drops his ult, though. Actually, let me get this in. He's trying to he is slowing me. Comes up, deals me damage. I drop my trap, hoping to get out of there. I see Agni again. Get hit by Ao Kong's ult, and yeah, I wasn't getting out of there. Ymir drops his ult, and I'm probably getting a little frustrated again because no miss, no help. Hebo is just kind of farming mid while we have, we're trying to push. And Hebo ult does get a hit. Oh, is he going to get away? Nope, he chases him down. Gets him with a water cannon and is able to kill him. Makes me a little happier now. But he's just sitting there watching Ymir fight, and he sat there. He only has 2-second cooldown on his one spell, so I don't know why he wasn't helping. And I'm pretty sure he turns around on the Agni. No, what are you doing? Turns around on the Agni and gets killed by the creep. That is, I would say that's a poor choice. I don't know if I would have made that choice. Maybe if I had both spells up, but not just the one. So I get tier 2 of those gloves. And I want to get those as high as I can, as fast as I can, so I can start building stacks. If you see, I'm level 12, which is the second lowest on our team right now, which not good. I'm supposed to be the carry, so it's always good to be out leveling people. But you do what you can, and we try to get it to work. I do have this Sobek in my lane, and this is actually Sobek Artemis is really, really strong because, as you don't want to get right on top of a carry ever. Well, Sobek charges in, flings them onto your carry pew-pews, and then all of a sudden they try to run away. Your Sobek has an AoE pushback, pushes them back into you, and you continue to pew-pew and kill. Here's another one of the jungle buffs, which is the damage buff. It increases physical and magical damage, so it's equally good on both types of carries. And if you have one of those hybrid characters, it's nice. And here's another additional creep camp, and this one's the movement speed. And so it's really nice. Movement speed is like really, really, really important in this game. And I know I say that about a lot of things, but it is like this is really just paramount because everything in this game is a skill shot. So obviously the faster you are, the harder you are to hit. And it can make a huge difference. Good fling by Sobek. I'm going to go try to chase this monkey ult. Drop a trap on him. I put a couple auto attacks in, but now his creep are targeting me. Hard to get to him. Am I able to get him? Yeah, I walk through the creeps, get the last auto attack, and able to get him. And Sobek is chasing this Agni. I'm not paying attention, but I'm focused on getting stacks right now, and I know that's not the right mentality. And I was a little frustrated, so I'm like, screw it, I'm just doing my own thing. I want to get farmed. And but now I see, maybe I should go help my team, and I try to get up there. If I went when I should have. We might have been able to get it, but I put 2 auto attacks. I think 1 only hit. And if I would have got a lucky crit there, that would have been really nice. But, so now we're coming back up to the tower, and I want to, try to get this tower. Tower money is always good, always helps get your team. I just asked the Sobek to flip. He misses. I'm putting in some auto attacks, hoping the Sobek would just push him. If he would have just used his number 2 and pushed him into me, I would have been able to arrow volley because he would have been disjointed, and then my arrow volley would have hit before he was able to dash away. But not a big deal. Put more pressure on this tower, and we see that Wukong is coming up again, and our Sobek is a little low, dashes away, which is probably very smart. And now we just retreat, reset. Time to go back and farm. That tower is like so low. I do finish my gloves here, and again, as every stack I get a little bit more attack damage, I get a little bit more life steal. And I'm just looking at the recommended items. As I said, I think that the recommended items are very good, but I like playing my AD carries a little bit different. In all the other MOBAs, I've never played carries. I like support, I like mage classes, and so this is a little odd for me. I like Artemis a lot. She's just like really powerful, but to be honest, she's kind of easy mode because her ult is the only skill in the game that isn't a skill shot. So it just kind of makes her super easy, and I can just kind of do what I want, not have to worry about it so much. So I'm getting that blue buff again. Want to be able to sustain in the lane. I'm going to go get this health buff. That way I can kind of do whatever I want. Plus I'm going to be a lot stronger in a team fight because I'm going to have an extra 15 health regen. And I'll most likely have mana for all my spells now because I'm not very mana intensive. And so I don't know if I've gone over this, but her number 1 skill is a trap that she lays on the ground. That's that trap on the right. And if somebody walks over it on the enemy team, it will root them and do a little bit of damage. And then her number 2 spell, it just gives you increased attack speed. Her number 3 spell is that arrow volley that comes down, does damage. Her number 4 spell, which is her ult, is that boar. Releases the boar. The boar randomly charges at enemy targets that are in range and stuns them for 2 seconds. So I'm kind of getting ballsy. I go in there. We stun the Agni. I drop another trap. I'm putting auto attacks in. Auto attack, and I get a lucky crit, and he does end up falling. Oh, that was like really, really close. I see the ult coming in. I'm able to juke it just barely, and that would have done a lot of damage to me, and I'm glad that Anubis didn't get hit by it because that would have been a free kill. And so this guy tries to pick off this Anubis. I got lucky, kind of got baited, able to hit him with my slow, put in a couple auto attacks, chase him down. I get lucky, get pushed in. Ooh, that was actually really good. He had Aegis Amulet, went immune. Now Sobek ulted. I'm getting chased. Odin, wow, Odin ults me. So I had a Aokong ult, an Odin ult, a Sobek ult, and that's 3 of their 5 teams ulted to kill me, which is good. So that means my team can probably push pretty safe now, and so we'll see how that goes. I hope they do push, but I actually just pulled up the scoreboard. I'm sorry I wasn't paying attention, couldn't see what my score was, but I'm pretty sure I'll let you see it at the end. Just kind of checking my team, try to get some action. Sobek doing some jungling, which is good. That buff he did right there, that white one, is cooldown reduction. So I think it's 20% cooldown reduction, which is pretty good, especially for just being a random buff. And so now I have 36 stacks. I had 40 on my hearts here. I got 36, or is that maybe 26 on my gloves. The gloves won't disappear, which is nice. And as you see, I'm buying Aegis Amulet right now. I'm kind of debating between Aegis Amulet and Purification Beads. Purification Beads take off all CC and make you immune to CC for 2 seconds. But Aegis Amulet makes you completely immune for 2 seconds. And so I went with Aegis Amulet. I figured, you know what, I'm doing the damage. My team's not really engaging in the fights very well, or in the way I would like them to in my play style. So if I get Aegis Amulet, hopefully I can survive when I shouldn't, because I get this 2-second immunity. And stupid me is trying to attack this creep. You do move slower when you attack, which is pretty significantly different, like very, very significantly different. And so when you're chasing somebody, you often don't want to just sit there and attack because they're going to outpace you really quick. So coming up here on the side here, these harpies, that buff, that shield is exactly what it is. It's shield. It's an armor buff and a magic armor buff. So again, as a carry, having extra survivability is very nice. And I would say anytime you can make yourself live more without going into a full-blown tank item is great. So why not get a buff?
An enemy
So we're
has
putting
been
pressure on
slain.
this tower. They have their Odin and their Ao Kwang kind of protecting them. And good freeze by Ymir. I do try to drop a slow Emma ult to help him stay in his ult. His ult does a ton of damage. And then I do stun Odin. And then, oh, there's Hebo sweeping behind, hits him with the water jet, and completely just destroys him, with the water spout, rather. And he died pretty instantly. I want to clean up this tower. They get a very good wall onto Odin, a good freeze, hit him with the water spout. I hit him with my volley, and auto attacks to kill. So that was really good. I have another item now that every attack I hit lowers their magic, or I'm sorry, their physical armor. And so I'm starting to get pretty strong here. And it's looking bad for them because it also gives me attack speed, and so my natural attack speed is high. That's very good for when I increase my attack speed with my skill. It gets pretty nuts how much I can attack. And the highest crit I've seen, and it's with buffs, like different buffs and stuff, is like I got one, I think it was 960 something. So she can hit very, very hard. Cleaned up some creep, trying to get those stacks on my Heartseeker again. I got 40 on my gloves. I would love to get 40 on my Heartseeker here, but I'm not even near it right now. And this is Fire Giant. This is the equivalent to Baron. I'm glad my team came and did this. This buff gives you a little bit of everything. You can see it there on the right side. And it gives you MP5, HP5, protection, damage. Just an amazing buff. Pretty much does everything. And Monkey King wanted to come check us out. I'm going to chase him down, hopefully. Whiff on my auto attacks. He leaves to get immune, but now that means that he can't leave to get away. Hit him with my slow, and I don't want to mess with that Agni. That Agni can stun me and then just do crap tons of damage. So I clean up some creep. For some reason, Monkey comes back in. I think he got flipped by Sobek. We're just putting auto attacks. We're out ult. I'm able to get in with that last auto attack and get the kill, which is nice because that gives me 5 stacks on my Heartseeker, and I'm slowly starting to build my stacks again. Great wall by Ymir. Hit another slow, couple auto attacks, nets me another kill, so I just got 10 stacks really quick right there. Sobek dashes and unfortunately misses. There's Sobek's here, putting a slow on. I'm just putting auto attacks in. I know I'm not going to get out of his ult, and now I'm trying to get back a little bit. I really messed up there because then after his ult hit, I went immune. I should have went immune right before his ult came up into the damage, but you know, you can't play everything perfect. And so this Agni apparently thought he was a boss and could tank 3 of our heroes, but he's just a lowly caster who doesn't have much armor. I don't know what he was thinking. So we're putting pressure on this Phoenix. The Phoenix is essentially the inhib and the and a tower all in one. And so we're going to chase down this Odin. I think he might get away. Odin's, I think, one of the tankiest heroes in the game. He does leave, gets away from my volley. Yeah, he gets out of there. So you see a 603 crit right there. I'm just going to get some more stacks off these creep and probably pressure this right Phoenix. Our team is pressuring that middle Phoenix. It is pretty close to going down. Come back over. That's Monkey King's ult, but I drop my ult, stun him, like 1 auto attack. He's dead. He drops really quick. That was good teamwork again. Putting pressure on this Phoenix, and it goes down. So that means we do have super creep in the middle lane. What they are, I think they call them fire creeps, and they'll have like fire bow and a few fire arrows, and they'll shoot. They'll have like a flaming axe, the melee guys, or like a maul, whatever kind of weapon they have, and they have way more health, and they do a lot more damage. So that's the Nexus right there, guys. That Minotaur, and yes, it is attacking. And yes, it hits like a truck. So do not take that Minotaur. That Minotaur hurts. Even as a tank, it hurts. And so if you're, an AD carry, if you're an AP carry, no, don't touch it. You don't want to get near it. It will definitely melt your face. And it is able to be slowed, the Minotaur. It cannot be stunned, though. And unfortunately, it has 0 health regen. There's quite a few posts in the forums right now talking about getting that to have health regen. I think it'd be nice. I created a post talking about I think it'd be cool for the Minotaur to have a couple minions, and those minions, like the one might have a support spell where he would heal, the other one would give like a damage buff to the Minotaur. And, you know, it'd kind of be like towers, the towers that would be protecting the Nexus in League of Legends. And so you could kill them and make the Minotaur a little bit easier. But I understand why they don't do it. They're trying to get games 20 to 30 minutes. And so with, you know, if they had all that, it'd be it'd probably be really hard to kill the Minotaur. Games would take closer to an hour. And so I respect the fact that they want 20 to 30 minute games. It's a little more enjoyable, a little more fun. Unfortunately, the games I posted have all been pretty long. The last one I posted was 46. This one gets in the mid 30s. And so they've been a little bit longer than average, but they've been pretty good games. And I just bought the item that is a lot like the DE. As you see there, 711, 903, 903, 728. Those are huge crits. And the spell I got, like I said, or the item I got is like the DE. And it gives me additional damage when I do crit. I think it's an additional 50% damage when I crit. So it's pretty strong. And my passive is I build these stacks. If you see there's a stack going out, there's 2, there's 3. It increases my chance to crit. So I have a chance to crit item plus this passive chance to crit. And she can get out of control pretty quick. And as you saw when we were sitting there, I think I strung together 3 or 4 different crits, which can make, can really swing the tide of a battle very quickly, especially when a couple of those crits were in the 900s. You know, that can be pretty much a tank's life's pool right there. So Agni comes on the side, uses his dash, and I'm thinking, oh, awesome, he used his dash, he is dead. So I drop my ult, and I drop my volley, and then all of a sudden they're like, oh, you want to come in here as a soft little carry, how about I just use my spells and blow you up? Try to use my Aegis Amulet, and yeah, didn't work out well. That was really dumb on my part. Should not have dove in that far. Should have known that their team was coming in. But you can't play everything perfect. So our Odin's chasing our Hebo. Hebo's just kind of sitting there, not using any spells. Uses his push-up and his number 1 ability, which does a ridiculous amount of damage, and kills that Odin with the ult, which is really good. And so I thought we were going to lose a couple more there, and we didn't. We just lost the 2 of us, so it was a pretty good exchange. And we're still trying to put pressure on this Phoenix. So again, the Phoenix is the inhibitor and the tower all in one. And it does rebirth after 3 minutes, and then will slowly regen and stop spawning the super creep, make you stop spawning the super creep. You can see the fire minions in the back around there, and again they do a ton of damage. And if you let that creep wave go unchecked because of action or whatever it is, it will definitely re-kill the Phoenix, no questions asked, every time. You need to push that lane back. And you need to make sure to stay on it, because those, like a wave of the fire creep, can probably take, I don't know, 3 or 4 waves of the normal creep. So if you, like I said, if you just let it go, it's just going to walk up there and kill the Phoenix again. And so we only have Ymir and Sobek alive. I just respawned. I got my purification beads now, which will make me immune to CC. I'm getting sick and tired of this Sobek. It's pissing me off because his ult's slowing me and getting me into some trouble that I don't need to be. So I'm going to try to use that to get away from that ult. And also, I mean, just CC immunity is awesome, right? And so coming up on this side, and I'm going to start pushing the right Phoenix. We have the middle Phoenix, and I want to get some stacks. Again, and yes, stacks are that important. And if you're playing League of Legends and you are going to be getting a Bloodthirster, yes, it's important to get stacks before you go to a team fight. You want to be as strong as you're able to be in the moment that you fight heroes. Obviously, if you can't, it's not worth you farming for your team to fight 4v5 and you losing a team fight because you weren't there. So we're pinging Fire Giant to do that again, and hopefully we can get there. I think their team might be in Fire Giant. I saw like some movement over there. I'm just going to get this movement speed so I can get caught up to them really quick. I can kill that stuff pretty fast. And then we're going to meet at Fire Giant, and now it's starting to look like they're not there, and which means we can do it really, really quick. And I use my attack speed. When you hear that, like, through the special attack and my bow is glowing, that's when I'm using my increased attack speed. So as you see, Fire Giant melts. we're doing just tons of damage right now. Fire Giant, I don't know if he's a little weak. I didn't play enough League of Legends to be able to tell you that if you were max level and had some farm, how strong Baron was. But I do feel like this Fire Giant goes down pretty easy for kind of like being the boss on the map. And yeah, I don't know how to make him fair. Like maybe scale off how long we've been in the game, scale off of level. I don't know. It's definitely pretty easy to drop. I've seen a lot of people solo him, like a lot of people, and that's just kind of like meh. It's kind of weird, you know. You gotta being aware of every single person at every single second is kind of hard. So I think once competitive play comes out, they're gonna have that warded a lot because it's so easy to solo. So Sobek comes in, pushes us. There he goes. He drops his ult again, and I was unable to get out. Bought my purification beads to get out of there. Couldn't get out. Oh, now I'm a little upset. And he pushed me into the action. I try to drop my ult, get stunned. I finally drop my ult, drop a volley, put some auto attacks into Sobek. He's probably not the best target to pick because he is the tank. That Odin Spear doesn't allow me to attack through it, so I'm just kind of waiting. Odin gets flipped, put in some auto attacks into him. I'm hoping to finally finish him. Agony comes in too, but I'm just going to keep auto attacking. Odin leaps in, dash in by Agni. Odin goes down, keep auto attacking. Oh, the path gets missed, but I just crit for 600 AEC's health drop, and then he gets cleaned up by Hebo and Anubis, which is awesome. That was a great exchange for us. We'll be able to push in this Phoenix, and the middle Phoenix is still dead. And I think this is probably going to be the final push because things just don't look good for them right now. They lost their main tank, tanking hero. I think their main damage hero. We got 2 Phoenix down, so we're going to have a lot of pushing coming in. Monkey King takes a hit, but he leaps out. Oh, that Mummify just misses by Anubis, but now we're going to put in this pressure. Yep, Anubis ult. I put in my damage. The Minotaur goes down. We win the game, guys. This game is so crazy fun. I really, really can't stress how fun this game is. So please come check out this game. You can check out my stream. It's in the description. It's twitch.tv/injured13. If you come check it out, like I said, I give beta keys away like it's nothing. So please come if you want to play and try it, and we'll get more people in the community. The community's been pretty good. I ended up going 13, and I think that looks like a 5. 13, and I think that looks like a 5. I'm sorry, my screen's a little